Hello and welcome to Don't Get Your Feathers in a Twist. My name's Jane and I'm a holistic practitioner, and this is my podcast. It's not polished, but it's real. One of the most common searched for topics is how can hypnotherapy help after a breakup, help with a relationship? The answer is yes. But I think the real question is it really the relationship that's the issue? Is it the circumstances? Is it the way that you're feeling, the way that they're feeling? Is it the way that you're communicating? And there's lots of questions around that. And I know that sounds very simplistic, but I absolutely agree it's not. But I think there's several stages that you can break it down and look at one by one. So I think, if someone says to me, can you help with my relationship? Then I think the question would be, what in your perception is wrong with it? And often the person will often say, well, it's my partner's not listening to me. They don't do this, they don't do that, they don't do this, they do this, and this, and this, and this. It's nearly always the other person's fault. Now, I don't doubt that, it's 50-50. And there are some circumstances where it is the other person's fault. But I think, why take a step back and look, what do you want? Why are you changing? Why do you want this person to change to what you want them to do? Why is this person got to do everything your way? There's some insecurities coming out from you at that point. And I know and I appreciate this is a very complicated subject, but I'm just taking a very simplistic view on it, because each individual is different, each relationship is different. I often hear people saying, oh, he hasn't done this, I want him to do that, and I want him to do that, and I've said, no, we can't do this. I struggle with that. I struggle with the fact that why would you stop someone doing something? At the end of the day, everyone's adults. I think for me, the big question is, why do you want them to do that your way? What's so special about your way? Why aren't you looking into what's important for your partner? And the same with the partner. Why isn't the partner looking at your point of view? So the root cause is what you need to get to, as is in anything. And it may be that you're feeling insecure. So when your partner goes out, why haven't they rang you? Why haven't they told you this? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't they done all this? But is that really their fault? Or is maybe a little bit closer to home? The issue is a little bit closer to home. And the fact that you've got insecurities, you don't trust this person, you've been cheated on in the past. And, that's really hard. And I understand that completely. But it's what are you looking for? What do you want that person to? Just because that person texts you and tells you where it is, that person can still do what he wants to do, what they want to do at any moment in time. Just because someone sends you a text message doesn't mean to say that you've then got to trust what they're saying is true. And then you can start doubting everything. Oh yeah, this person, they've texted me, they're there, I know they're there, I know they're on their own, they haven't said this, they haven't said that, and you start overthinking things. So this is where, again, NLP can come in as well, because you're starting to think, well, actually, they've gone out on a works night, and I know so-and-so's there, and this, that, and the other, and then you build up this entire scenario. And then by the time they've come home, you've sat there and you've stewed in your own emotions and got so upset and you're so anxious that, when they come in, you might say, right, that's it, you're sleeping on the sofa or whatever. You might have a blazing row. But it might be the whole time that they're out, you're constantly texting them or they're constantly texting you. This works both ways. And take a step back and look at yourself. What do you want? And I think it's interesting because if you're secure, you can't make another adult do anything they don't want to do. They have their own free will. If someone's going to go out and do the dirty on you, they're going to do the dirty on you regardless. It makes no difference if you're in a secure relationship or whatever. I hear people all the time saying, oh, he'll never do this, they'll never do that, or she'll never do this, etc. And people end up doing it. Not everyone. So I think if I break this down very simplistically, and I just need to emphasise the word simplistic for this podcast, people go through a typical relationship. So I guess you could say, you end up meeting someone or meet online or whatever. You then meet up and you then decide that you like each other, so you keep meeting up. And then it turns into a relationship and it's great. It's all going really, really well. Then unfortunately things get a little bit dodgy and you're not really happy with one another. And then you break up. You then may go through the stages of being upset and angry. You might want to get back together. And then if you don't get back together, they might move on really quickly. And then you feel jealous and upset. Not everyone goes through that situation. A lot of people are in really great relationships and fair play to them. There's some key stages along the way, or some key questions that I found myself doing as well. And I think I look at relationships in a different way. But when we first meet someone, we're really hoping, if we like them, we're really hoping that they like us. And I think there's a situation where we tend to think, male or female, we tend to think, oh God, I hope they like us. I hope they like us. And at that moment, we've dropped our hot stuff thermometer, if you like. We start to lower our levels. So we start to bring our levels down because we're thinking, oh, we really like that person and we want them to like us. So, we'll do what we can to make sure it works out. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be people we go out with on the first date and we think, no, nice, but sorry, not really together, not really for us. And that's when we should be open and honest and say, sorry, it's not going to work for me. Wish you well. And just be polite and let people know. The next question there is, why do we drop our thermometer? So where's our self-confidence gone? So our self-confidence then may already be at a low level because we're thinking we really like this person. And I know so many people that you hear about so many different types of relationships where you think, God, how's that person with that person? How have they got that person? How are they together? Because people view people on different levels. So you think, oh yeah, that person's really high on the hot stuff barometer and that person's really low. So what are they doing together? Everyone looks at people and judges them. But why should you should, for yourself, know what you want in a relationship. You should feel confident. You shouldn't feel anxious and you shouldn't feel stressed. So at that moment in time, your anxiety and stress levels can start to mess around with you. So you gradually get together and you're in a relationship and you know what? Things are okay. You'll accept it. So again, you're dropping your levels and your hot stuff levels. Now, I think there's a difference between knowing what you want and knowing what you will accept, and also there's compromise. But quite often I hear of people, that will lower their levels and put up with what the other person is doing because they're scared to say if they say something, they're going to leave them. But take a step back. Why would you want to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't treat you right, doesn't think that much of you? Why are you putting yourself down? There is plenty of people out there for everyone. And, soulmates and all these types of things that everyone goes on about. Yeah, I do believe in all that. But actually, once you're happy in yourself, you view the world and view relationships as you have a completely different outlook. We're in the relationship, not really happy with what this person's doing. And rather than having a conversation with the person concerned, a lot of people will go off and maybe moan to their friends and stuff like this. But if you've got an issue with someone, then chat to that person, because that person can only be aware then of what's not making you happy. And then you can have an open and honest conversation, and they can either compromise and you can compromise, or it may be a deal breaker and you go the separate ways. At the end of the day, why settle? Why be with someone if you're not completely happy? There's a that'll do situation, or I'm never going to find anyone else. The only reason you're never going to find anyone else is because of your self-confidence, is because of you not thinking you're high up on the hot stuff barometer. Doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter at all. It's what's inside that counts. And you need to be confident in yourself. If someone doesn't want to be with you, that's their issue, not yours. So this is where hypnotherapy and NLP can come in and help you build up your self-confidence, your self-esteem, reduce your anxiety, reduce your stress levels, so that when you go into a relationship, when you meet someone, you're confident and you know, actually, yeah, no, this is going to work. No, nice person, but actually, no, I'm going to go down this route instead. Because if you go into a relationship and you're not happy in yourself, if you can't be happy on your own, you should not rely on someone else to make you happy, because you're then projecting what you're feeling, your insecurities, on that person. So if you're in a relationship and you're thinking, okay, yeah, this is going great, but actually a couple of months down the line you think, no, we're going to go our separate ways. So you break up. Now, breakups, regardless of the situation, are never easy. There's very few breakups that are easy. Some people go through, they're very upset and they get very angry. Some people will go out and immediately, as the old saying goes, how do you get over someone else? You get under someone new. And so some people go and do that. And then that, in their mind, they think, oh, yeah, the person's going to see me with someone else, so they'll get back with me. Why would you want to get back with someone that does that to you? Why is your self-esteem so low that you would want to get back with someone who's gone and done that straight away? There's an issue there with your confidence and self-esteem, let alone what that person's done. But after that person's done that, there's loads of people then get back together. So that you're in this relationship where then you maybe don't trust the person you're with. And then your anxieties and your confidence and all these types of things start to build up. And whenever this person's going out, you're saying, you need to text me this, But then if you're at home, you're not with them, you could be sat there thinking, oh my God, they've gone out, so-and-so's there, I know this, that, And this is where NLP can come in as well. Because what you're doing is you're thinking about, oh, he's out, she's out, they're out, and I don't know what they're doing, who are they with? So they need to text me every 5 minutes. That is not healthy, because that's your insecurity. Put the other person to one side at this moment in time. The other person has free will. The other person will do whatever they want to do. Whether it's the right thing or not, you can't control that. But what you're suffering with then at this moment in time, if you've sat there, you've got these texts, your mind's running 300 miles an hour. And you're building up all these scenarios, thinking, oh, that could be doing this, they could be doing that, they could be doing this. But actually, there might be quite an innocent explanation. They actually might be doing what they've said. Some people will, some people won't. We can't control that. So you need to take a step back and just look at you. Look what you want. How are you secure? What makes you secure? Why aren't you secure in yourself? Why would you put up with someone that's going to treat you poorly and treat you the way that certain people treat you? And why would you want to get back with someone who's immediately gone off and slept with someone else or been with, met someone else or whatever? Because jealousy is not, again, a good look. Why are you jealous? It's because you're insecure. Now, best will in the world, nobody can stop anyone. Everyone has their own free will. So you might have in your mind, this is what I want, this is how the relationship should be. That person has that as well. If you don't compromise, you're never going to get anywhere. There's too many people, I believe, try to control a relationship instead of trying to work together, compromising and building up your own security so you're then secure with each other. It's a really hard one because when you break up, people go into situations where they'll change, they'll do this, and this. If they wanted to change, they would have changed. This is the person, this is who they are. When you meet that person, 9 times out of 10, that is who they are. So why do you want to meet with someone to try and change them? You've got to accept people for who they are, as they should accept you for who you are. But you all need to be happy in yourselves. So with hypnotherapy and NLP, and especially transformational coaching is a 12-week process. It's quite in-depth, but all the answers are in you. You have all the answers. All I do is facilitate the sessions. And that makes and delivers the best version of you. And you do all the work. I don't set you any homework, but you do all the work. All I do is facilitate it. There's no goal setting, there's no homework, anything like that. I just facilitate the sessions for you to come out to be the best version of you at the end. So if you combine that with hypnotherapy and NLP, Hypnotherapy and NLP can work on your self-confidence, can work on your anxiety and stress and any other issues that you might have. Get yourself in a good place before you go into another relationship. If you are worried about people cheating on you and you've had bad experiences, and we've all been there, get yourself sorted first. Because then you go into another relationship in the best frame of mind. If you go into another relationship bringing all the old stuff in, the amount of times I've heard, oh, I'm never getting married again. Well, the person you're with now is not the same person that you were with then. So why would you say that? Why would you bring that emotion over? Because there's still an issue in your self-conscious. There's still an issue within you somewhere. Because that person's that person, this person's this person. Everyone is different. So you can't bring emotions and trauma and things like that into a new relationship and expect it to be brilliant, all singing, all dancing. Now, there are some instances where that will work. And I say I'm keeping this very simple. I know it's not as simple as what I'm saying, but I hope you're getting the gist of it. So, yes, hypnotherapy, NLP, and transformational coaching can help with relationships. They can help with breakups. They can help you release all the emotions and the trauma and everything that you may have experienced. And some people experience a lot more than others. And the fear of not feeling good enough and feeling there's no one out there for you and you're never going to meet anyone. Hypnotherapy and NLP is fantastic at that. And transformational coaching will get you back to, reset you to you. And you'll come out a lot stronger at the end of it. So it's an interesting talking point. There's lots and lots and lots of scenarios and there's a lot around it. What we could do is an emotional detox as a first session. And that literally just gets rid of all the trauma, everything from your past. We don't need to know what it is. It's content free. So it means that you're just releasing everything from your past, anything that you've been holding on to. And that often you'll see a difference in how you then move forward, because a lot of your insecurities will go. Your insecurities are a result of previous experiences. So you need to get rid of that. You need to have a good cleanse. So you need to just open the valve, let it all go, let it all out. So get yourself right first. Get yourself in a good place. If you've never been on your own before, try it. There's lots of things you can do on your own. It makes no difference that you're on your own. It really, really doesn't. You can go and sit in a pub on your own. It makes no difference. You've just got to do things a little bit differently. And once you've done it once, it's brilliant. I think everyone should go travelling on their own. My God, it's amazing. You can be anybody you want to, as long as people know where you are and it's safe. Absolutely fantastic. But it's fantastic because you get to know what you're like. And then once you're happy on your own, you then find relationships are nice to have. You may not need someone, but you might want someone in your life to share things with. And I truly believe unless you're completely happy in yourself, you're never going to move on into a next relationship that's going to be successful in most circumstances. So why not get yourself right? Why not prioritise you and spend your time and energy on you? Get your self-worth up to the top level of that hot stuff barometer. Every time I say hot stuff, I can't help but imagine that from the film and the action that goes with it. So perhaps that's what you need to do. Think of that image. You are a 10. If you put yourself at a 6, where's the other 4? If you put yourself at 8, where's the other 2? So there's already an issue there. There's already a gap there. All this 10 out of 10 and what's your type and all this, there's a huge focus at the moment on what people look like. They've got to be doing this. They've got to be all over social media, everything like that. Just do you. What makes you happy? That's the most important thing. Hypnotherapy, NLP, transformational coaching can really help build up your confidence, build up your self-worth, take away the stress and anxiety, build up your confidence to allow you to do all the other things that maybe you're thinking, I need someone else to do that. And I'm sure a lot of you have got some amazing friends. Go off and do things with your friends. Travel, see the world, do all these things that you may not have had the confidence to do before, because your hot stuff is at a 10. You feel great. You will have a different outlook on life once you feel great about yourself. So really appreciate a very simplistic view. But yes, hypnotherapy can help with you before going into a new relationship, with you in a current relationship, with you after a breakup. So please get in touch. And remember, 10 on the hot stuff thermometer. Thank you for listening to Don't Get Your Feathers in a Twist. Please check out my website, www.7purplefeathers.com. And if you've got any questions, queries or comments, please get in touch.